bunker. That actually just happened to work out. What's going on, YouTube? So as you can see, I am struggling a bit with my game, and that's part of the reason why I haven't made a video recently over the last, 3 weeks now, probably 4 by the time I get this one up there. Also that, some addition, I've been traveling, I've been a little bit busy with work, etc. But it's really tough to make golf content when you're just not excited about where your game is. So rather than hide behind it, because I always want to be authentic on this channel, I figured I would take this opportunity to talk about what it is that I do and what you could be doing when you find yourself in a bit of a rut and you think your game is never going to come back, how you kind of get yourself back to finding your old swing, so to speak. So today's video, we're going to talk a little about what I'm doing, and hopefully this will give you an idea of what you need to do to find your swing. Let's do it right now. So to say that I've been having a few less than stellar performances in tournaments would be an understatement. I've definitely not had my best showings at the recent tournaments that I've played in. We had a few mid-80 scores in there. We got one that we finished second with a nice 70, but there was also a really big blow up in there as well, shooting a 91, and just really having some struggles with trying to feel comfortable and find my normal rhythm in my swing. And obviously had to go to Kurt to work a few things out, and just out here on the course by myself, which is what I normally do, to try to find myself back to center. Oh, that's so far left. Well, you're gonna have to play it. And as you can see, the struggle is real. It's evidently clear to see that over the last 10 tournament rounds, the biggest things that are holding me back is not necessarily my swing, but it's my putting, which we'll get into. If we take a look at my driving, I'm losing on average, compared to a scratch golfer, less than 0.2 of a stroke. Of course, me being a golfer, my ego wants to hit it 350 yards all the time, but at the end of the day, my ball striking isn't exactly where I want it to be, and where I'm currently at, this is as best as I could probably hit a driver, right? And then if we look at my approach game compared to a scratch golfer, I'm losing roughly 2 shots per round, which obviously approach play is something that you want to continually work on. But as we look at it, most of those shots are coming from inside of 100 to 200 yards, which obviously again is ball striking. Vast majority of those strokes are being lost off the tee on par 3s. It's often just par 3s. Because when we look at the data, we're seeing that I'm hitting 51% of my greens. And when I hit the green, I'm on average 6 or 5 feet closer to the flag than a scratch golfer, and on all approaches, I am right on par with a scratch golfer. And then when we take a look at my short game, I'm losing on average just 1.3 or roughly 1.5 shots with short game. And obviously, I want to continue to work on my scrambling, but for the most part, chipping isn't really that bad. It can obviously improve, but we're not losing a ton of shots around the green just with chip shots. However, when we get over to my putting, which as we can see from the video, needs a heck of a lot of working. Losing almost 4 shots per round just putting, which is absolutely abysmal. That means that out of the 7 strokes that I'm losing to a scratch golfer, almost 60% of that's coming on the putting surface. And the vast majority of that is coming from my inability to make putts inside of 0 to 10 feet. So losing almost 2 shots a round just inside of 10 feet, and then another 1 shot from 10 to 25 feet. The numbers don't lie. My putting is really, really horrible, and it's something that I've already had a lesson with Kurt. I'm gonna be having a putter fitting as well to take a look at what we're gonna be doing to change and improve my ability to hole more putts. Let's back to the course. Oh, that is just not good. Oh, that's good. Get in that hole. Oh, that's so fat, but that's gonna work. And then I feel like another thing to do too as well is, I've always had a trusted coach in my corner. Sorry, a little bumpy. I've always had my coach, right? Kurt's been there. And when you're feeling a little lost in your swing game, never hurts to go have a lesson. So let's talk a little bit about, you know, some of the stuff I've been working on in my lesson. And I know that I've been hitting the ball a little bit weak and out to the right, and a lot of that is grip, a lot of that's setup, but let's take a look at what, you know, Kurt's talking about and what are some of the things that, you know, he sees that is attributing to, you know, some of the errors that I have or some of the bigger misses that I have in my shots.
Watch your movement of your hip, or your right hip in particular, as you go back. It's trying to shift lateral, which causes your body or your torso to lean this way, right? So here, I would say this is far too wide for what we're trying to get to, causing the hips to get more lateral, causing the torso to lean more left. Now, as you got no stance, right, and you have to stand on the left leg, your hip is actually turning, or your right hip is actually turning. I know you're not loading it. You're loading this foot, obviously, because it's the only thing that's really maintaining any pressure. But now you're not seeing this substantial tilt with the spine. It's more stacked, right? Now, as this comes back down, you can get the right arm on top a lot cleaner.
Got ourselves a nice little, should be a pretty straightforward chip up this hill. Thinking about with this lie, I probably just want to bounce this into that hill and let it go. Let it trickle down instead of trying to play something with a little bit loft. I mean, that's about as good as I could do with that. Gave that a pretty good run at it. Bumpy greens late at night. Can't be that mad. All right. Now that I'm all warmed up, I'm just kind of waiting on this guy to hit the next tee box. And then the next thing is, like, I go out and I play by myself. You know, I still do play competitive rounds with other friends and stuff like this, but I like to go out by myself, film what's going on, take some time and go through the stuff that Kurt has told me to work on and the things that I understand I need to work on. And the most important thing is just like be patient with myself. This isn't gonna happen quickly. It's not gonna happen easy. I'm very frustrated, and it definitely shows in my attitude and my demeanor at tournaments. This is part of the journey. Like, it's not always gonna be good, but I do see glimpses of hope where I hit shots and the stuff that Kurt and I am working on that really shows me, like, okay, this could really be getting me somewhere. Let that club release. Good things happen when you listen to Kurt, Kenny. Don't ever say I didn't thank you, Kurt, or that I don't listen to you. Oh, that's a shank. That's not good. Oh, that's too hard. Sit. I guess doubles do happen. I didn't say it'd be good golf in this video. Probably put a disclaimer in this thing or something. Warning, this video contains excessively terrible shots. Oh, that's perfect. That's gonna look good on camera. Just miss it from this close. Ah, 7 holes in, 6 holes in. Finally. Oh, thank you, Jesus. Somebody's out there looking for me. What do y'all think about these? A little too loud? There you go. Pulled it. You didn't hit that anywhere near where you wanted to. All right, it's getting too dark for the camera to see anything, so I'm gonna finish out these holes and head on home. So it's not all doom and gloom and the sky is not falling and all is not lost. It really just is a matter of sometimes feel is not real. I've been having performances that I personally think are less than what I'm capable of, which I would agree with. But at the end of the day, my scoring average is right where it should be. I've been having a few rounds that are just in the mid 80s and I just haven't been able to quite get over that hump to start consistently shooting in the 70s. We've got a putter fitting coming up. Whenever I can get in with True Spec, I'll make sure to film that. And we got some really cool stuff as well on that end. So all in all, happy to be back, making video content as regularly as possible. Just wanted to keep everybody updated. I will do my best to keep more regularly scheduled content coming out on a weekly basis. Deuces, people. Let's keep it moving.